What's going on, y'all? It's J Smo Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see by the title, just battle review here. Nice little bar for bar on Aves versus Tru Foe. Latest URL drop, outside drop from 3 months ago. Obviously, they really stunted the momentum of that card, dropping a lot of it so late for the limited momentum. I'm saying there was a lot of the footage hasn't turned out the craziest for the most part, but I felt like, especially with Aves, his, I'm going to say, return battle to URL after taking some time off. We know about the disputes business-wise and stuff, which, we'll get to talk about a little bit as we get to the third round of this battle, but figured it would be a good battle to cover and really wanted to showcase his performance. We're going to talk about some things from Tru Foe here, too. Not going to be the most positive, but we're not going to try to OD on him too much. Talk about his upcoming matchup on outside, what he can possibly do, to really, bounce back from a performance like this. But without further ado, let's just get right into the first round. So, starting out with the first round was on Tru Foe. Slow opener. I'll give Aves some dead homies. It was kind of a weird, finishing punch. It was decent. Did the price of these bullets outrageous, like a carton of eggs. Thought that was cool. And then very early in the round, after a couple jabs, you get stumbles. You get a bunch of stumbles. I'm not talking about the battle rapper. You get a bunch of, already a little bit of stumbling. He's a one-punch man bar in between some stumbles here. He is a kind of an Avengers brother thing. It was a little Marvel scheme in there. And then the one bar I did like from Foe's first, that wasn't a jab or really, plagued by stumbles, is life on the Aves. The crazy thing about life on the Aves is death around the corner. Thought that was clever. Always has some good real talk moments. But Foe's first is extremely light, riddled with stumbles, which, would get worse as the battle went on. But Aves first is just... it's a murder, he is the return tapes blockbuster punch. Check out, these are just from my return tapes blockbuster. That was fire. He is the take the desert and shoot for people, turn them into Jodeci. The Forever My Lady. She's got the Jodeci Forever My Lady, hit like a haymaker in the building. This Vice bitch ain't gonna do shit. Kamala Harris, the play on Vice Lord, Vice President Kamala, crazy, hit like a haymaker as well. So at this point, Aves is whooping ass. Very early in this round, Aves already landed a few haymakers, kind of outmatched him, and that's why this round turns into such overkill. The Twister bar, fighting shells from the, he'll be fighting shells from the ooze like Ninja Turtles. Solid. Even gets into some chug talk, which just goes to show that Aves is a little more versatile than what people want to give him credit for. It's about trapping in VA. I'll even show you which side to pump the gas, like a dashboard sign. I like that. That was fire. And then the bar that really got, I think it was the promo clip. Ain't you get shot at Hooters? How you sit down to eat some wings and almost earn you a couple? Is violent, So even that, the Four Loko, the Tuskegee bar, even a little bit of comedy and mockery. I just want to really showcase Aves first is one of the more complete Aves rounds you're going to see in terms of covering a bunch of facets of battle rap. Obviously, return battle of the brand. He's punching out. He's performing. When you get him, imagine this. When you get him to even more of a crowd, he's going to do better. Crazy concept, but Aves, especially in front of crowds, is always going to do good. And then getting the return love here, he's in VA from Norfolk, not Richmond, as some people would say, but this is just a good setting for him, and it was just great to see a great statement first back. No question, this is a body bag round and a body bag battle, but it was a very, very steep 1-0 already going into the second round. So back on Foe to start the second round. It's kind of, Foe's second is his best. It's by kind of process of elimination. There's definitely good material lost in here. There's good material in here, but there is, it does kind of turn into a circus, which we'll talk about. But as Aves thinks, he starts out with his opener. Aves thinks he's a god. He's just a man. And as long as I got a Glock, I got a chance. I like that. Only those bars are kind of special to Tru Foe. He had the one in the first that I mentioned that I really liked. The death around the corner, the Glock, got a chance. I really like those pockets he gets into. He is a bar about, it was like a bar off of Takeoff's death. He mentioned nephew gambling problem, kind of painted the scene. Rest in peace, Takeoff, of course. That was cool. Kill you and your brother so your moms can get a funeral home discount. Even that was good. So he actually opens the second pretty good, and then he chokes. So then, it's going to be hard to win a round that you choke in. That makes it pretty difficult. But he does get it back, I will say, pretty quickly at that. It just sucks that it was, so blatant and, not maybe, as he gets more of a vet, I think that guys can work around little stuff like that. grab the water, something of that nature, right? But he runs it back. It was fucked. So he is able to get it back quick, though, like I said. And then he has probably his best bar of the battle. It was a flip on the 30 under the 40, the improper fraction. This will divide Av when I carry over. Maybe even be like his sole haymaker of the battle, but that was good. And just goes to show his second, had good content in there. And then he gets into a couple angles here, about Av lacking image. He doesn't really execute it too well, but just brings up some stuff, Av, that's why you won't get the big looks and so on and so forth. And then there was, it's like an anti-heckler because there was a woman in the crowd cheering for Tru Foe. But I will say she was being obviously very loud, kind of screaming over the battle. And Tru Foe, it was messing up, his pacing. And, he started out with shut the fuck up, when, you see, that's tough because it's like when you get shut the fuck up yelled at you as like anyone, a little bit of respect for yourself, you're going to like buck back. Like, it's not like you're just going to shut the fuck up. So the girl obviously immediately starts talking shit back, but I understand why Foe, he's in the middle of his performance. Obviously, he's not having the greatest performance, so there's going to be some frustration there. And he's the performer. He doesn't need to be getting screamed over. So I can understand like his general frustration in that moment. But then he threatens to slap. He threatens to slap her, and you just can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not something that you can have up there. As frustrated as you are, and her yelling back, it's definitely a messy situation. And it's like you sympathize with the performer, being a little bit frustrated, but you just simply can't be threatening to slap women in the front row. Did try to apologize. It was really funny when she wouldn't accept the apology. He's like, all right, get the fuck on then. So really like a circus. It could have been a real nasty looking situation. Somehow got a little bit of a comedic effect on it, but no harm, no foul. Nobody got hurt, nothing like that. But it just goes to kind of show, what was going on in Foe's second round. And as for Av, doesn't have the craziest second, kind of is a dry spot to open. But the shot you got shot in Chicago. See how family matters. It took a couple bars to get to that, but he starts heating up. I'm the old school. I'll sit and wait for who you gonna go get for me like that. I'll kill you and make it home before the chicken thaws out. So at this point, once again, it's just Av. The rapping ability is at an all-time high here. He's just covering the spread. That's my favorite thing to say now, man. When he's not like blowing him away, but he's just doing good enough in the second to win this round clear as hell. Don't get a battery on your back or I'll get one on my record. That was crazy. Shuffling through Mama, You're Dead. Mama shuffling through faux suits like a cards in a deck. Incredible, man. Even the paper plane bar to end the round. I could go on and name every Av punch, but you guys get the gist of it. A little bit of a bizarre round, on Foe's side, crazy, up and down, all types of things. And Av just came around and got another clear round, meaning that going into the third, he was already up an extremely clear 2-0. So on to the third round of the battle, and the third is the shortest of Foe's rounds. Obviously, performance riddled by chokes. I think this one obviously affects it the most. He starts out with the angle about Av and URL in the situation. Now, in the second, he had worked the image part. So it stinks because really in here, and if we talk about some of the material, it does seem like there was a approach, a game plan, some positive things, because I like the URL. It's the type of angle you're supposed to take on Av's return, but it's just littered with all types of inconsistencies in the execution. But I don't actually mind the approaches, even though he doesn't end up executing much with it. He is the green light. He has a green light on Av bar, something like that. It was cool. An avoiding tolls bar that was dope. You look like you heard about it. I look like I went and did it. Once again, that little real talk aggressive bag he gets into, he creates like special little bars like that I like that Foe does. And then he chokes. That's it. That is the round. Show's over. So the third is obviously extremely short. It stinks for Foe's. It's tough because Foe has clearly proven versus top names that he can't compete. He had a great debatable battle, high quality battle with Red. A lot of people got him winning that. He obviously beat Geechee Gotti in a judge battle, so there's potential there, man. But then there's just losses like this that are just like 1,000,000 to nothing, and it's just you shouldn't be taking these too often. Like the second, like the Sheed rematch, like this. It's going to come down to inconsistencies, working that out. It's very point blank. You don't want to sit on it for too long. But losses like this at this level, especially if they're trying to push you for top tier, it's just simply not acceptable. Losing when 2-1 clear, whatever, but like 3-0, nothing like this. Can't have that. And even at the start of Av's third, Foe is like, man, fuck this contract. He tries to walk off. He tries to leave the stage, like quit. You know what I'm saying? The optics on this are grotesque. And that's why there is some people questioning, Tru Foe getting another look against T-Top like a vet immediately after. I mean, if losses like this don't demote you, it can create a little, or not, demote is a very harsh word, but at least battle someone like maybe Foe and Clean, right? Clean still a name, but he's been extremely inconsistent. You get your get back. I just think that there's like healthier ways to book than kind of force feeding a guy who just took a terrible loss. You know what I'm saying? So tries to quit off rip, kind of comedic. And then Av has this convo with Smack. Definitely stuff I like about it. He talked to Smack a little, but it wasn't really hitting at first. Kind of dips off for a second, then gets into some bars. Uses this little Uno scheme, like draw Foe, you know what I'm saying, wild card, things of that nature. So that was cool. I set the table for Foe, like a reservation, talking about giving shots, kind of work that angle. The whole time he is talking to Smack a little. And then obviously he gets to the bar. I think people were kind of waiting for this type of bar when you hit that angle. If you're going to take food from my people, don't complain where I eat. Which a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, and Av, that backed up Av in that kind of contractual situation, what was going on. Not even contractual, but just his business side. That's kind of, you know, people are going to identify with him. So that hit crazy. And then at the end, I get, you bring in your belt. I'll get you shot up with the belt like a heroin addict. Just cleans up the third, you know what I'm saying, didn't have to do much. And then a pretty good third by Av. So Av takes the third clear, as he did the second, as he did his first. And obviously, as the result for this battle, Av catches a very dirty 30 body bag on the outside card. And that is the full wrap-up for the battle here. But before I get out of here, there is, like, I just want to talk about a little bit more on both these battles. There's situations coming up, especially Av. We talked about Foe a little bit just now, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the play coming up. It's funny because I think he very well, I have T-top clear, you know what I'm saying, always structured kind of an Iron Man inconsistency against someone that has consistency issues, right? And I talked about that in my predictions video. But I do think that Foe is going to be better than he was in this battle, no question. He kind of has that up and down effect. And if you get enough opportunities, you're going to have good ones, you're going to have bad ones. So maybe they're just betting on, even though he has these rough performances, if he can still give you 3 or 4 good ones against good competition, you know, it cancels out. So we're going to see what goes on with Foe after this. But as for Av, catches a battle that everyone already had him winning by 1 million going in. I don't think they expected it to the point that Foe's talked about walking off stage in the third, right? But this wasn't even like the craziest Av. Like for you could see the way I talk about his second and his third. It's good, but it's not his first. His first is amazing, and he clearly just does enough to win in the second and the third. And even that for Av, even Av going through the motions is still like a great battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? The man is naturally talented, one of the best of his craft. And all I can say is that with Gnome and SM around the corner, which he even mentions in his third, that's when, if he is going to get big plates this year, that's when the big plates are coming. I know that he's talked about Verb not really being on the radar anymore, which you can't blame him, man. It's like Verb doesn't really want to battle anybody for real right now. But then you have the Hollow battle and the Twerk battle, which I think are great, could happen this year. I obviously, for those of you that haven't seen my Gnome 13 wish list, just a little bit of what I could see on Gnome this year. I want Av and Twerk, want it really bad, think that that's amazing on a big stage. Both guys who power punchers that are incredible. The more people that they're in front of, extremely explosive. But Hollow, even if he's to wait for Hollow for SM, get him on Gnome, I don't know, man, but we can clearly see what he's doing here. He's going to have Clone on the bullpen card, and if that's a similar result, we don't want to keep seeing someone that's willing to be active, always consistent, wanting to, like, you know what I'm saying? I just think that this is a good piece. I know there's talks about marketability. At the end of the day, if Av wanted to get out of his situation to begin with, he probably could have gotten some of those big-time plates, some big-time looks, maybe being a little bit of a better of a situation. I'm not mad at him for making the choice he did, especially if he gets the Hollow battle. That's what we want, man. But we just want to see Av get to, like, some more competitive looks as quickly as possible, because sitting here in, like, a pseudo-gatekeeper role, I know he's always out for smoke. That's part of how he approaches the sport. That's why we love him. But it's such a waste of a guy that could be on marquee events and giving great performances. Even if not as like a headliner, there's no way to add, like, he's been on Gnome and SM undercard. There's no reason for him to be missing those cards, especially with the lack of star power on the roster right now. So, you know, great 3-0 body bag performance for Av, and we just have to hope that Hollow and Twerk or battles of that nature are somewhere out there just a couple months ahead of us. But with all that being said, guys, that is my full review, kind of like, you know, full summarization of Av, Tru Foe, their battle, and the things they have going on afterwards. Foe versus T-Top should be a goodie, and then Av versus Clone. We'll see. That'll be the next chapter, and we go from there. But it's been J Small Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you think, well, we know who won the battle, but let me know what you think of Av's performance and what should happen with these battlers next. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.